This is Brett
And Jason.
from Infinite Monkey Games, and you're listening to this freaking show.
What's up, everybody? I am Travesty.
I'm Awkward Colin.
And I'm Geekcast Joe.
And welcome back to another episode of This Freakin' Show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. And I am kind of back at the helm here after a delay from arriving to the show last week.
You are
late.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's weird. I mean, what kind of host is late to his own show? It makes no sense.
It happens. You have two other hosts, so
I know, and I was proud. I was very impressed with you guys on it.
Oh, I'm so relieved.
I thoroughly enjoyed that intro, you know, especially like the part where Joey had to let people know that this is the point in the intro where you guys would do this or that or the other thing.
I was nervous, so I just winged it.
You guys did good. I was impressed. I was hoping that when I listened to it, I was like, you know what? They got it. They heard me do it, you know, a bunch of other times. And you fucking nailed it. I'm proud.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna give you a small clap here. So
I was worried.
Good job.
I was waiting to be berated.
Yeah. No, it was good, man. No, I was. It sucked being late, but I mean, I knew that you guys could handle it. I knew you guys were, you know,
troopers.
You know, yeah. Yeah, you guys had the knowledge and the experience to make it through an intro, and you did it. I'm proud.
We try our best.
Yeah. I'm also proud that no, that's actually about it. I'm only proud of that. There's nothing new. I'm not gonna take away from, you know, building you guys up for anything else. But how you guys been? What's new? What's exciting?
Oh, not much. You know, just school and work and watching movies.
Awesome.
About the same. Went to Kohl's today. Got myself a new dress shirt, some new jeans. So,
what about a French press?
What about a French press?
You have French press?
I do. I have two of them because I couldn't return one to TJ Maxx 2 weeks ago.
You don't want to pick up a third one from Kohl's just to know you can return it to Kohl's with no issue whatsoever?
No, but you know what? Now that you're saying it, that's not a bad idea.
Right? Just to put it on YouTube and be like, see TJ Maxx? Kohl's does it.
Kohl's. So here's what the money that I used at Kohl's was a gift card from a wedding present that we had received two of for some reason. That my mom actually took care of returning for us. And it ended up getting returned probably a year after we got married. We ended up getting the gift card almost as a first anniversary present, and Kohl's still allowed it to be returned for in-store credit. TJ Maxx, on the other hand, you get a Christmas present, you're fucked. Someone buys your Christmas present early in like November, time you get it, you can't return it or exchange it or anything.
Right. I think TJ Maxx has that strictly return the day of purchase policy.
That must be what it is.
You literally have to return it before you walk out of the store with it.
Right.
They only accept second guess returns. Like, you know what? Kind of changed my mind. That's why they kind of try to nudge you out the door. That's why their cashiers are literally on the outside of the fucking store.
Yeah, come to think of it, I don't need these Reese's cups.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Oh,
yep. That
fuck.
sounds about right.
That's right. Oh, TJ Maxx, the Skype of retail.
Yep. Yes. Sorry. Yes, that took a second to sink in. Damn right. Nailed it.
Oh shit. we have some guests for tonight, so I'm super excited about. We're gonna get them on here shortly. A returning guest, which is also exciting. But before we get into that, we gotta do our quick rundown of the Oscars that was last week.
Oh yeah.
And
I got to reach for that.
we gotta find out who won.
I mean, I think we all know who won.
Oh, we definitely all know who won. But as a formality, we gotta go through it anyways. Real quick here. First off, the Oscars, it was awesome. I got a chance to, because I didn't get a chance to record it, as I forgot to record it, but I did kind of catch the end of it after we were recording that past Sunday. I kind of was able to go back and watch a lot of it and everything. I watched and I always fuck up this word, memoriam, whatever it is.
Memoriam.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The cover of the Tom Petty song was awesome. That Feder did, that was incredible.
Who is Feder?
He's you know what? I knew that was like gonna be brought up, and for the life of me, I fucking forget. Eddie Feder. He's in a band I like too. I think I
think I like the band.
It's fucking, oh my god, it's fucking, now I gotta look it up because it's gonna fucking bug me. Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam. He was in Pearl Jam, Bad Radio. He was in a bunch of shit. Vedder was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Temple of the Dog. He was in Temple of the Dog. Pearl Jam. Other musical projects and shit like that. No, he did a great cover of Tom Petty's song, so that was really cool. The memoriam was really awesome. The performances, even with the song from The Greatest Showman, it was incredible. Still pisses me off that didn't win. I mean, it upsets me that not only did it not win, but it upsets me more knowing that it only got nominated for one fucking category.
Mm-hmm.
What upsets me, I mean, this is my opinion, is that they actually performed the song on stage, and along with that, the movie that won that Remember Me, Coco.
Yeah. And
that song, in my opinion, sucked when it was performed there.
Yeah. There's just, oh my god, like that fucking, if you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and watch them sing. When they sing, watch the video of them doing The Greatest Showman, but they're doing it in like kind of like an orchestra thing where they're like rehearsing the song, and you can feel so much emotion come out of the people singing that song. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, I cannot wait for this movie to come out on DVD to own it, because it is absolutely phenomenal. And Joey, I still can't believe you haven't seen it yet. And I'm just assuming you haven't seen it yet because I never asked you if you actually went to go see it, but I'm assuming you haven't yet.
You're right. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen most of the movies yet.
Yeah, you got to, man. You gotta get on The Greatest Showman. It's a must see in theater kind of movie.
And surprisingly, it's still in theater.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it a 5 out of 5. Go fucking watch it.
What irritates me though, Jumanji is still in theater.
I actually like Jumanji. It was pretty good.
It's not as good to stay in theater.
No, it shouldn't be in theater anymore. But the thing is, I like it because I don't use the original Jumanji as a reference in comparison to how I feel about the movie. And I think that's
so
what
completely different.
Do.
Yeah,
they are. They're completely different. It's like if they would name that something other than Jumanji, I think people would enjoy it a lot more. Because I think what the problem is, I think people try to compare it to the original, and like this. No, I mean, if you go into it with an open mind, which that's what I try to do with a lot of movies, I think people would enjoy it more. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, Oscars. How many did you guys get?
I got 11.
I think I got 8. That looks like
nice.
8.
I got 16.
Ooh, I didn't do as bad as I thought.
I took 66% of them accurately. So, my my way of doing it works. Go watch the trailers on YouTube. So that's 3 years in a row, guys. You really gotta pull your shit together on this one.
Apparently.
Yeah. So,
you know what I tell you? I didn't do bad for a guy who only watched like 3 movies last year. So
I saw one of these movies, and that was The Greatest Showman, and that was for greatest original music. So I do want to see the Darkest Hour, though, the Churchill one. But
yeah, I cannot tell that that's, even when I look at it after they say it, I can't tell that's Gary Oldman.
No, God, no, and that's what I love about the dude. You know, it's weird, like, because you can see him as Commissioner Gordon in Batman, or you can see him as the detective, the dirty cop in The Professional and shit like that. He's a chameleon as an actor. It's awesome.
it really is. It's honestly quite impressive.
Oh yeah. But we're not gonna run through all the results and everything. You guys go check out the results yourself. Maybe we'll run through a little bit of them. You know, our guest is ready, and I know they're kind of crunched for time, so I don't want to take up too much time of us talking. I want to take up a lot more time talking with them, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's
Cool,
fine.
Colin. Cool, perfect. Yeah, we'll come back and we can talk about our personal shit. But let's get them on. Let's get as much conversation with them as possible, and then we can come back and fill the air with stuff that people don't want to listen to, anyways.
Perfect.
So, let's plug a podcast. We'll come back and we will listen, and we'll plug a podcast.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jason.
And I'm Jeff. We're from the History of Bad Ideas podcast.
And you know what you're listening to right now, Jeff?
What are we listening to right now?
This freaking show.
This freaking show?
This freaking show. And when you're not listening to this freaking show, take a listen to the History of Bad Ideas.
Where we talk about sports,
Movies,
and other pop culture events happening
in the world. So take a listen. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, and any other place that you find great podcasts like This Freaking Show.
This freaking show.
All right, we are back, and we are back with 2 gentlemen that we have had on previous. If you guys remember, Infinite Monkeys, the creators of Stellar Chaos, was on our show, and they were actually the only guests that made a 2-part episode with us. If you want to go back and check it in season 2, episodes 6 and 7, or just listen to this episode right now as we have them back with us. Guys, thank you so much for returning.
Anytime.
Yeah, so it's been pretty much a year since we last talked and everything. Real quick, just in case the guys, our listeners, haven't had a chance to listen to our previous episode you were on, you kind of want to give them an idea of who you are and all that? You know, I kind of did it, but I mean, I love hearing you guys talk about yourselves.
Yeah, Brett loves to talk about himself. Now, I'm Jason. I am the owner of Infinite Monkeys Games and the lead developer of the Stellar Chaos game, and specifically. Brett here is, kind of our volunteer wrangler and PR dude who does a really fantastic job.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It does a bang up job of keeping other people informed as to what's going on with us and getting people who interested and jazzed about the project. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys.
And I'm Brett, obviously. So,
Sorry, I didn't
I'm
know.
Brett. You're Joe, and I work with Jason, and I'm a yes man. Yes man.
Yes.
Absolutely.
My man. Sorry. Couldn't resist the Rick and Morty reference. So, well, welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
What have you guys been up to in the intervening year?
Lots. Honestly,
I've said yes some times.
say that again.
I've said yes to him so many times it's not even funny.
Oh. Now,
Jason, I'll let you hand that off, dude. Go ahead.
yeah. So early last year, we launched our initial Kickstarter for Stellar Chaos to try to get funds to try to build the team up and roll it out. And while we did have a bunch of support, we did not reach our goal. So the Kickstarter did not succeed. But we kind of took a step back and reevaluated what it was that we needed to do. And so our new goal is we're going to get the game as complete as possible without bringing on certain people like super talented layout people or artists to fill in where we need a lot of the illustrations to go and such. So we can get that copy of the game out and into people's hands so that they can get we can get some reviews, we can get people playing it, maybe podcasting their experiences. We can take it out at other venues and have other people try it. So there's more of an audience who actually have a better understanding of what the game is, what it's about, and whether or not it's something that interests them.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that's the kind of thing that will really help people know what distinguishes your game from other sci-fi role-playing games.
Yeah, that's the goal. We've actually have refocused what we're working towards. One of the things we're going to be releasing here very shortly is a light version of the game, which is essentially a short form adventure with some pre-made characters and a basic set of the rules, so that anybody can come to our website once that's ready to go, download it for free, sit down with their friends and play a pre-generated adventure and get a good feel for what the environment in the game is like, what the character classes or occupations and races are like, and what the play system's like, so that they can get a feel for it. And hopefully maybe that'll be enough of an appetizer that once we're ready to roll the full game out, we'll have a larger audience sitting there waiting for it.
Absolutely. Now, so you were sharing as we were obviously I know you guys from the other show and from other stuff, but you were sharing as we were leading out of the show that your one of your kids got back from a first robotics competition this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was in first growing up, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. But one of the mottos our team had was to sort of what did we say? Fail first, fail often.
Yes.
Because you learn the most from things that are not a success. So what I was curious was, what are some of the lessons that maybe you guys learned from that first Kickstarter?
Oh, that's a really good question. Brett, you want to field that one?
Oh God. Okay, so we learned that first and foremost, we learned that me and him sitting in a room talking and having our equipment screw up and losing a third of our Kickstarter pitch sucks. We learned that we did not explain what we were selling well enough, and I really will harp on that.
Yep.
We talked about the story. We talked about the story almost exclusively. We didn't talk about what our system is doing for the role-playing community, or how it works, or anything.
Yeah, we primarily focused pretty heavily on selling the game as helping get the company further off the ground to do future work, rather than focusing on the game, what makes it unique, people will find intriguing about it. We actually had a number of Kickstarter people or users rather who emailed us. They didn't support the game, but we had a couple in particular who emailed us and said, look, you could have something really awesome here, but it doesn't answer this question. Your campaign doesn't answer that question. It doesn't address this thing and that thing. Right now, the way you've done it, it's generic role-playing game out there, so why would I want to support it? And I actually got a chance to get into several conversations with a couple of these people and got some real heavy, in-my-face, critical feedback, which was exactly what we needed. And
we needed it, and at points, and I think Jason will agree to this, we didn't want it. We wanted the funds. We wanted criticism sucks, but it helped us.
I hear that. So these are people who were just in the Kickstarter community, or people who. That's amazing. That's I've long felt that it was my favorite crowdsourcing platform, but I didn't realize that there were people who were actually just like willing to share stuff like that.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I had the impression that a couple of them just were sending messages because they just felt like being snarky.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But the moment that I engaged them and I said, okay, I see your point of view and you're right, and we did not address this, what other issue you see, it turned into a constructive conversation of, okay, well, if, how about you tell people about this thing or tell people about that thing, or, you say your game system has this feature, but so do half a dozen other games. Why is your game different with that feature? And how you handle it. So there was a lot of food for thought that came out of that, and it was fantastic information to have. I mean, it was disappointing to get that instead of somebody pledging. I mean, let's be real.
Right.
But
of course.
At the same time, after the Kickstarter was over and it wasn't funded and whatnot, it was like, okay, I've got a gold mine of information here to take a step back and reevaluate everything we did, what we didn't do right, what we could do better, and take these things into consideration. So maybe, our next push will be better. And what we're really going to be doing is focusing on the game itself. The company's growth will come out of the game. So the game has become the focus, more so in terms of getting information out about it and any kind of fund driving. It's all going to be about the game, and let that become natural organic growth for the company. So
right, that sounds excellent. That gets me even more excited. I was excited before, but like that's cool. I'm glad that you guys have had a chance to sort of refocus things and to put all of your resources into the game, where I think they may possibly do the most good.
Mm-hmm.
Now turning a little bit to what you got going on right now. What and I actually haven't heard anything really from Base. What are some of the things that he's kicking to you about the light version that is getting ready to come out, or what's in the works that you know of?
So the synopsis on that, and yeah, I'm letting Base run with this one because he mentioned he had a great idea for it. So I just basically said, okay, this is your baby, go for it. Just keep me in the loop. So what he is working on is kind of a mission wherein a ship and its crew are dispatched. It's going to be up to 6 players, I think, is what he's planning. Because of a mining rig has vanished off the scopes, basically. They've gone silent. So they're going in to investigate. And there's other nifty things going on where, the mining crew found some sort of artifact which has caused all kinds of issues with them that the player group is going to have to learn about and deal with. And apparently he's also designing this so that every single character within this module will have an opportunity to shine as a
role.
Yeah,
right.
There's not going to be any particular characters that are just, cannon fodder or, just there to fill a player spot. Everyone will have an opportunity to use the skills that they have in a way that, affects the adventure in a significant way.
Right. It's a chance for people to really learn sort of the boundaries that they get to play in.
Right. And it's not going to be just combat. There's also going to be some puzzle-based encounters. There's going to be some role-play encounters, and of course, there will be combat encounters as well.
That's fantastic. Well, that's one of the things that I really loved not just knowing about, but sort of working on back last fall, I think, or actually 2 falls ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
Jeez, time flies.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
I love the opportunities there are for really role playing because of the number and variety of classes that you can sort of pursue. The concept that if you want to play a really political character, you can do that.
Yeah.
I just think that's tremendous. Or on the other side, if you want to be a mechanic or a soldier or an electrician or an engineer, like the limits are almost non-existent. You know, it's so cool to me.
Yeah, when going through, the thought was, well, what can you do in real life? It doesn't have to just be, combat-oriented characters. There are characters, there are roles that characters can play that can all have some sort of significant meaning to an adventure. So, and plus, I mean, you mentioned electrician. Okay, so somebody's trained as an electrician. That doesn't mean that they can't do other things outside of that either. I mean,
right?
How many of us have multiple skill sets? And that's pretty much all of us, really, if you think about it. So, occupation in the game, your class, another name for the class, basically, your occupation in the game is your set of skills that you get from training for your job that also give you some benefit, but it doesn't preclude you from being able to tap into other skills outside of that occupation. So, yeah,
your occupation basically does not define who your character is.
Right. Well, it's just like in real life, I think one of the great fallacies of our time is the sort of you are what you do.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us is only the thing that we do.
Oh, heck no.
Right. So I think that's one of my favorite things about the game, just to begin with. And I know that probably within this module, things are going to be a little bit more, or the light version, excuse me. Things will probably be a little tighter than they would be in the full game. But
yes.
I think it's still tremendous, and I still think it's a great opportunity for people to get familiar with the system, familiar with the universe, and familiar with the possibilities for great role-playing experiences.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what Rob comes up with as a final project, because if this works out really well, I'm not opposed to having multiple light versions out there, each with their own set of characters and short adventure, so that people will have an ability to, we played that one, we kind of liked it. Let's look at some other aspect of, another kind of adventure that's completely different from it, and so they get a bit broader taste of what the game is about. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes out.
Yes, me too. I'm very excited. Yesterday, I guess he was working on a lot of stuff, and he didn't share anything with Ryan and I, except to ask us for what we were thinking for names. And I just thought I'd share a few of my favorites from the 2 lists that Ryan and I came up with. I don't know if any of them will be used. Rob gave us no feedback.
Of course not.
Which makes me think that he hated them and wants to completely go a different direction. What's that? Sorry.
I said from every time I ask him a question, he is hyper focused on this. Like we gave him a deadline and he is banging this thing out hard. Like he is damn determined to meet it. So I'm not surprised.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Here's Ryan's list. It's 5 humans and a mace.
Okay.
He came up with Groom Rogers.
Oh God. Okay.
Manuzzi.
What?
Tilly Gennaro.
Oh Lord.
Feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Jet
Feedback?
Maddox. And DC-23.
Oh God.
I like DC-23.
Yeah.
And here's my list. And like I said, you guys may hate these. Rob may also hate them. I have no idea. I got no feedback from him. I threw at him Peter Larson.
Oh boy.
Isaac Hawk Cohen.
Okay.
Janet Cranston. Aaron Nils' daughter.
Right.
Pat Smith and Grey Worm.
You know what?
Grey Worm, excellent.
Yeah, I kind of like them all. I mean, they definitely take a turn away from the generic fare that you tend to hear for character names.
That's the thing that Ryan and I are good at, is not coming up with generic character names. So I also I was asking Rob for what he was looking for. I also threw out to him as an example that I didn't think would work, Hopper McCopface.
Oh God.
I don't think that'll ever fly with him.
Yeah. That's great, though. I love it.
Like I said, he didn't say one way or the other whether or not he liked it.
Oh man.
Well, I think like Upper McCop face. I can't lie on that one. I think that's my new Stellar Chaos character name.
So you mentioned what was it? 5 humans and 1 mace name.
Yes.
Have we ever discussed the different races within Stellar Chaos on your show?
You know, I don't remember if we did, but it wouldn't hurt to give a refresher.
Yeah. So the primary race within the game is humans. The broad history and storyline that happens with the core rule set is surrounding humanity, and there aren't any aliens. However, humans have developed 2 other races that were, one was kind of a slave force that came around that have since gone beyond just being slaves, and they're called engineered humans. And then there is the Mace, which are a mechanized, artificially sentient type of character. They're not robots per se, they're creatures, but they are self-aware, they're learning. They do have their own sets of what could be considered emotions, but they're not quite human emotions, as it were. And MACE, for anybody who's wondering, is an acronym for, well, it used to be a mechanized artificially sentient entities, but that's been changed. Oh gosh, I can't remember what it is now. But at any rate, they are a sort of a mobile autonomous synthetic executor. They are a race that is they're not slaves per se. They start out almost like indentured servants. They are property for their first segment of existence. And then after serving a contract, they become a free and self-sufficient minor citizen of whatever society they are in.
Gotcha. Yes, I vaguely remember this. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It has been, but
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the fun part is underneath both engineered humans and the Mace, there are sub varieties of those. So you actually break down into about 11 or 12 different types of races that you can play in the game.
Gotcha. That's tremendous. I one of the things that sort of keeps astonishing me and exciting me about this is the variety of options for things. You really can basically do and be whoever you want.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry. I'm overwhelmed, and there's a part of me that's sort of like, like, dang it, how did I forget all this?
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
also,
the
there's
worst
a part of
part
me that's
is,
just,
Joe,
what's that?
you forgot that you didn't even get to play.
I
Was
know.
it GCR and Base got to play, and you didn't even get to play it.
I know. I'm really bummed about it. But my time will come.
It's
Yes, it will. Yes.
oh
it will.
yeah. We will absolutely. We have to. I think it'd be fair enough to say that once we get something ready, we will definitely give this freaking show a link so y'all can play it and maybe play it and record it. Let us know how you think.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. Speaking of playing, it bothers me that we never got an opportunity to get me involved in the actual game. I remember we talked about this last time. That like you guys are gonna help me get into the RPG, and we kind of drifted apart.
Well, that's partly because we haven't had another game since the last interview.
Right?
But we could have created one. We could have made one up ourselves.
This is true. This is very true, and we definitely should do that. Yeah, we will get this rolling because I am dying, absolutely dying, to run a full game with this new system. Yeah, it is. It's eating me up.
I was telling Joey, I believe, I think it was last week or maybe a week or after that. I was telling him how like if I ever was able to get into like an RPG game, I would love to do like a historical one.
Ooh.
Like Joey, how was like an alternate history?
Yeah, like an alternate alt history.
Yeah, alt histories are fun.
Okay, then what we will do is we will run Stellar Chaos, but we shall resurrect the Queen Anne's Revenge.
Oh God.
Yes. Oh yes.
I'm in. I like I said, like I'm a history kind of guy, and I love doing like I think it was like our first episode of this season. We were talking about Assassin's Creed, and I was talking about how I loved like the Revolutionary War one because that's my favorite kind of history. If I get into an RPG game of like Civil War, the Revolutionary War, or something like that of like history, I would be in it constantly. I'd be addicted to that.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, we don't need another. Oh wait, yes we do. Buy our stuff. Okay, guys. You have to bounce out here for a bit, but I will say this, guys, this freaking show is absolutely awesome, and I love you guys to death. Jason is crushing this, so y'all don't even need me.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, making the time for us, man. Thank you.
Dude, I got all the time in the world for y'all. Let me know if you... I'll come on without Jason and talk shit about him behind his back.
Hey!
Cold-blooded, Brett. Cold-blooded.
Oh, dude. I am a yes man to your face.
Yeah. And to my butt. But...
All right. All right, gentlemen. Y'all take care.
Take care.
You take care, man.
Take care, Brett.
Take care. Yeah, so yeah, that would be cool to have an alternate history type game with this. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like, and another thing is like, because like I committed to you guys show me the way through this, and I want to stick to that. I don't want anyone else showing me or trying to get me involved in me. I am, I want my experience to be taught through you guys.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tall order, man. That's a lot of responsibility, and I'm putting it all on your shoulders, bro.
Oh God, I don't know if I can carry that.
No pressure, but there's pressure there. Just saying.
No, I'm happy to bring people in and teach them about it and walk them through the system. It's actually one of the things that I've come to really enjoy, is not just introducing somebody to this game, but the fact that watching people who have sat down, either who have never played a role-playing game before or have never played sci-fi or whatnot, who get a chance to play with this system, to the light bulbs come on in the conversation and walking through it and going, oh wow, oh that's cool, that's great, I get it, all right, yeah, and watching that, and then having those new players to the system or to role-playing in general come up with thoughts and ideas and things to do within the game that you never would have thought of in a million years as an experienced gamer. And it's just like, okay, yeah, we're rolling with that. That's great. Let's go. Now, how am I going to handle it? Yeah, let's go. So it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's just like it's one of the things where I mean, like even back like last year when you guys were on, but I mean, like every episode, every time we do this, and every time I meet someone new, whether it's a comic book creator, or you guys, movie creators, it's like it dives me more into this world that I've never been a part of, and it makes me want to get more involved into it, and like, and I still remember like the white elephant that I went to back in I think it was 2005 at Kevin's house.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
They I mean, they had this dining room table that was full, and it looked like this world, you know, like all these small trees and soldiers and all these people. Like it was so cool to like see something like that and how like people create a world out of that.
Yeah.
You know, and like, and then you have like, you know, you could do it on, you know, PCs, and you don't even need that stuff. You can do it at a table with a book and shit. You know, it's awesome that you could. There's so many different varieties of ways to do the same exact thing, but to just be able to do something like that. It's something I've never done, but because of the world that, you know, I'm associating myself with now, I was like, I want to dive into that stuff. And, you know, it's a passion that I want to find. And literally it's resting on your shoulders to make that happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it is really hard to find a group that is as creative as a bunch of gamers sitting around a table. Because you know it becomes somebody in some groups it's referred to as interactive fiction writing, or interactive storytelling, because it takes both the players and the game master to do it, whether you're talking about like tabletop war playing, you know, with miniatures and whatnot, or you know, just standard role playing where you've got your character sheets and a bunch of dice. You know, it's all about what's going on in everybody's heads, and everybody's willing to, you know, vomit that up onto the table and run with it. And it's some of the best games are when somebody decides that they have a wild hair up their butt, and you know, they're like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to go do such and such, and everybody else is like, wait, no, wait, and the GM's like, okay, we're going with it. And it's just, and to watch everyone and try to you know, come up with a creative way of making the best out of the situation that just got thrown at their feet. It is absolutely brilliant to see the amount of creativity and imagination that comes out of that kind of a group.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, and I think that's it's the most fun as a player too, when you have a GM that's willing to meet you halfway.
Yeah.
And go with you. You know, I've played with guys who, you know, really want you to go this one route, and so they keep throwing big giant magic boulders in your path if you don't want to go that way. And then on the other hand, I played with guys who are like, you know what? Fuck it. You want to go the other way? By all means.
Yeah, I have played with a few GMs who are absolutely excellent at playing by the seat of their pants. And I've been in one or two games where the GM didn't even have a full adventure planned out. It was, you know, we're going to start at this point, and whatever you say goes, and whatever comes to my head is what's going to come out on the table, and that's the way we're going to play it. And they have been absolutely lots of fun. But my spouse tells of a story of a adventure where the GM absolutely railroaded every move of the group. You know, they're like, oh, we want to go west. You're filled with racking pains. Oh, we go north. No, you're filled with racking pains. South, racking pains. All right, we'll go east. Okay, so you're going down the road and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, my God. Kill me now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, we had it's actually that gaming group that sort of Travis was talking about watching. It was run by Ryan, our Uncle Paul, the OG, and by Nick actually. And they're all three different kinds of GM. You know, Nick tends to be the sort of railroader, and Rye tends to be sort of in between Paul and Nick, and Paul sort of just he'll let you do whatever you want to do. You know.
Right.
And so it was really interesting. We had a group of about probably 15 to 20 guys.
Wow.
Which is why we had 3 DMs. And so depending on who was telling the story in which room, completely changed the kind of experience you were having, you know?
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it was really cool. You know, I don't know. There was something about the way we did that was just. I don't know if it's repeatable. You know.
I'm not even sure how you would do a multi-DM game.
Oh, it was fantastic. You got to ask Ryan about it.
I
next
definitely
time,
will.
You get a chance. So
Yeah,
because he sort of had the inside track on it. I was just a player.
Yeah.
So
I think the biggest game I was involved had 12 players, and we were each playing 3 characters.
wow.
Yeah, well, and we needed them, and I would say in the first 5 hours of the game, we lost half the party.
Oh,
So
jeez.
yeah, it was rough.
Oh man. That sounds awesome though.
Oh, it was great. It was
So,
absolutely great.
Did you guys have to create your characters beforehand, or were you just sort of given sheets?
No, we created our characters beforehand.
Gotcha. That is sometimes that's the most fun part of the game.
Yeah. Trying to come up with something new and outside your comfort zone. That's good.
Yep. I struggle with that. Nobody ever wants to be the cleric, and so I just that's my life.
Oh man.
So,
See, I'm if we're getting into fantasy, I tend to go towards either clerics or I go towards elven rangers.
nice.
So every once in a while, I have to remind myself, okay, new game, let's do something completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should give that a shot sometime. But speaking of character sheets, I love the one that you just finished in the last couple of days.
Yeah, that was that was quite an experience putting that one together. Because we had the old ones around from the old system, and trying to take what was there and the experiences we've had doing playtesting, and what information characters used the most and such. It took a bit to sit down and completely redesign the new ones to fit the new system, but also have the information for your character organized in such a way that the stuff you're going to use the most during a game is at the top of the front of the page
Mm-hmm.
of you, and then as you go down the page and flip to the back side of the page, it becomes less and less about what you need immediately and just stuff you need to reference every once in a while. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun to design and put together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I love it, and you can see that design that you're speaking of just by looking at it, and sort of the way that it's useful to you as a character, as a player, comes through.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
and-
I was gonna say, I think one of the updates to the character sheet that we did is there's a section called natural abilities, which are innate abilities every character has, but they're based on their scores are formulas based on your attribute scores. And we put in light gray in each of the slots for those natural abilities what the formula is, so you don't have to keep going back and looking it up. And for new players of the game, you can slide them a character sheet, and that information's right there on their character sheet for them. So, it's just trying to find little ways to make people's lives a little bit easier in playing the game.
Excellent. I'm going to go look at that right now. Just sort of don't remember it. But while I'm looking for it, this is something I believe you said you're going to be putting up on your website eventually.
Yeah, actually, we just did some minor tweaking to it last night, just to clean up a couple of extra areas that were a little bit crowded, and so we now have a PDF of the character sheet that's going to go up as a downloadable on the website this week. And I'm going to take that PDF and convert it into a form-based PDF as well as an alternate downloadable if you want to maintain if you want to have a nice clean printed character sheet of your character, that'll be an option as well. So you'll have one you can print on, or you can have one that you can fill out on your computer and print it completed that way. And eventually there will be an online tool for building your characters and printing out a completed sheet that way.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was in the works.
Oh yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that one's in the works, and it's been sitting on the back burner because with the changes being made to the system that were made, it was I had to make sure I had everything clean and consistent and whatnot throughout the system with the changes before I decided to sit down and try to, have somebody code up a tool to make those characters.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, even so, one of the things that I think is really cool about character sheets in general is how much they tell you about how the game is played. And so I love looking at this and going, okay, these are the things that are most important. Why are they the most important? Especially having not played, it's like it tickles parts of my brain. You know what I mean? Sure. Do you have anything you want answered right now? No, not necessarily. I'm just looking at it and thinking, this is really cool. I love the pain bar right in the middle. Yeah. I'm intrigued by that. I assume that's basically in a lot of ways your sort of like your health meter. It's kind of like that. Pain actually is an advanced optional rule in the game system. Oh, okay. So a lot of people probably won't ever use that, but if it's used, pain can come to the character in a number of different ways. Sometimes with injury, sometimes without. But as your pain meter goes up, your character suffers a number of different ill effects, and that pain will eventually come down over time. But until it does, or until some sort of medical intervention is done to reduce pain, you suffer those ill effects. Loss of action points or movement, things of that nature. Right. Right. It could do damage against your sanity, for example. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially when it gets high enough. Gotcha. Gosh, that's so cool. I just realized why it is I tend not to remember how many options and the variety of things. It's because if I remembered it at all times, I would just get sucked into thinking about it constantly. Welcome to my world. Yeah, this is why it's been at most, for the majority of this project's life, been a 1 to 2 person team, because when you have that much stuff rolling around your head, trying to impart that information to somebody else in a clear, concise way is very difficult. Yep. I hear you. So, well, Jason, thank you so much for coming on again. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you and be able to actually vocalize the enjoyment that I've had just working on this with you. Thank you. I appreciate being on, and this has been an absolute pleasure for me as well. Yeah. How about, can you let our listeners know where they can find you on the internet and or social media? Sure. We have a webpage that is infinitemonkeysgames.com, and that's monkeys with an EYS, not IES. And we also have a Facebook page for Infinite Monkeys Games. You can just search up Infinite Monkeys Games on Facebook, and our page will pop up. We also have a Twitter feed, IM Games. And at any of those, you can. There's also contact information if anybody has any kind of questions or input or whatnot off of the webpage. So. Fantastic. And what's going to be, is Facebook probably going to be the best place to get a hold of you guys for the casual searcher of things? Yeah, probably. Facebook would probably be the best. It certainly will have the quickest response. And the emails currently go to just one email box. So, that gets checked by mostly just by me. So yeah, Facebook Perfect. Would be the best. Good deal. That's where we'll direct people as they come to us, hopefully. Fantastic. So, thank you again for coming on. We're going to plug another podcast and come back with Colin's awkward picks.
Sounds great.
News on the mark.
The year 2014. Two best friends set out on a journey to produce the best content related to all things film. In 2015, they founded a podcast to share their passions with the world. From rants, lisps, and beer to trailers, challenges, and premieres, Nick and Justin have you covered. Find the Epic Film Guys podcast at epicfilmguys.podbean.com and follow the show on Twitter. And we'll see you at the movies.
News on the mark.
Welcome back, everyone. This is another segment of Awkward Flicks. Yes, you know, it's that little segment of our show where we talk about a movie that I've seen and I give it my awkward rating. Currently, we are on the 1 to 5 awkwards scale. We haven't decided if that's going to change yet. Well, I haven't. We started with 1 to 10. Then I roughly changed it to 1 to 5, and I might change it again. Don't know. We'll have to see. But
1 or 2.
Huh?
1 or 2.
No, yeah, I mean, it might end up being one good or bad. So, but, no, I don't think I'll ever go that low. But
no, it's like either get 2 thumbs up or 1 big fucking finger. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, let's get right on it. This week's movie is Red Sparrow. It's a new Jennifer Lawrence movie, American spy film. Got released on the 9th. Oh, released on the 2nd of March. It is like I said, a spy film. Takes place in Russia for the main part. Jennifer Lawrence plays a Russian who something happens to her and she has to basically, because it's Russia, has to do something to save her life. If not, she's just thrown out and cast aside and pretty much going to be killed. Because she is put into a situation that sadly is by a family member. But with Russian, it's not a big surprise. They're always portrayed as backstabbings people, but ends up she is brought in to help the Russian government intelligence community and go after an American CIA. And it's a long movie. It's not the quickest moving movie. It's 140 minutes. But it was very good. It was kind of at first when I was watching it, it was kind of hard to follow. Just because there's a lot of names getting thrown around there. But in the end, I was able to figure it out and just, okay, this is what's happening and what ends up happening. Very good movie. It has some graphic parts, but not too bad. Be prepared for mostly everybody to talk with an accent. With a foreign accent, that is.
Like an obviously fake accent, or
I wouldn't say.
or are they good accents?
It's more. They're trying to portray Russian, so. I'd say some characters get the accent good, others not so much. Good cast of characters. You have Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Egerton. You also have Jeremy Irons playing it. Good cast.
Nice.
Yeah, very good cast for the most part. I thought the people who were slated to play each character was, for the most part, very well suited. Some others not so much, but it works. I would definitely say this is a go see. Not as you don't have to really wait for it to go see it in theaters, but I'd definitely say see it when you can. If you're all right with, like I said, an accent, it's not. I mean, you could still understand it, but it's all in English.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to what's going on. Don't you want to definitely make sure you know what's going on, I'd say. But I have to say, overall, I give this a 4 out of 5 awkwards on the scale.
Okay.
So,
not bad.
Yeah. Ends very good. Kind of in the ending half, can kind of see it the way it turns out, but then it kind of tricks you on how it ends, but it's good. Well worth it. So
Nice.
yes, I'd say check it out when you get a chance.
Good deal.
Yep. So that was Awkward Flicks of the Week.
Nice. I don't know where Travis is. It's like,
Oh, I was waiting for Colin to kick it back to me like he normally does.
Yeah,
my bad.
I didn't hear you responding at all, so I was gonna do this like.
Well, Colin, the thing is, this segment. I mean, this is your time, brother. I mean, we hear me talk. Yeah, so I want you to finish, your thought process, and then you throw back the whole back to you, Travis thing. It's my favorite part of our episode. When I hear that back to you. It's
Back
kinda
to
like
you, Travis.
Yeah, thank you. God, is that so much to ask for?
It was very.
it's
hard.
called rain. Sorry.
Thanks, Ollie. Oh shit, Joey, what are you freaking on this week, man?
I am freaking on the fact that it is we don't have spring break in grad school. We have reading week. So that's what this week is. And I'm sitting in my office this week as I record, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 books I'm reading this week.
Oh wow.
So that'll be fun. It's gonna be a fun reading week. Hashtag handgun and scotch. You know what I'm saying? So, but it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. How about you, Travis? What are you freaking on this week?
Oh God, what is this week? I'm gonna be a guest on a podcast hosted by Mandy. If you guys ever listen to Box Office Beats, it's hosted by Mandy from Low Geek Lost and Fear from Fearcast. I'm gonna be a guest on Low Geek Lost this week.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. The whole 52 podcasts in 52 weeks hasn't really happened, but I have been on a few good podcasts. Roe from the Pick and Row Show or the Row Show, he's starting up a wrestling podcast called Wrestling Domain. I recorded a show with him that should be coming out soon. I'm really excited to hear that one. Fearcast I might be on again shortly, and Clint is talking about me getting on Geek Dig Pod again, as we're talking with him coming back on our show hopefully in April to do another Freakin Flicks. So
nice.
guest playing on podcasts and stuff. I'm really excited to get out there. We're meeting new people, and plus she's Canadian, so she's automatically is gonna be nice. So
That's true.
Canadians. Yeah. What about you, Colin? Tell me what you're freaking on this week, brother.
I'm freaking on the fact that my first set of assignments got graded, for the class, and I was all freaking out about it and wanting to almost drop the class, but turns out I got 100 on all my assignments. So
Nice.
And the real sad thing is I didn't even answer one of the questions that was worth 5 points, and he still gave me 100 on the assignment.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it was a stupid question. I had to contact 4 people at the school and tell what their role in information systems is and all that garbage. But I'm sorry. I mean, it's a really easy assignment. I'm too lazy to go and contact other people, so.
I hear you.
But that's what I'm freaking out on. So.
Nice.
I guess freaking on, not freaking out on.
Freaking out.
Either way, man.
Out. Oh shit. Hey Joe.
Yes.
Every week our listeners get catch Geekcast Joe here on this freaking show. But if 1 hour a week of Geekcast Show just isn't enough, where can we send our listeners to get more Geekcast Joe?
If you need more Geekcast Joe, you can find me over the Geekcast Live podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching this freaking show to kind of see what we're doing and what's going on with our lives. Make sure you go to thisfreakinshow.com where you can see a link to all the guests we have on our shows, just like the guest we had on this evening from Infinite Monkeys. It's always updated the best we can with all the guests that we have throughout the 3 seasons that we are now currently on. Comments, concerns, and suggestions for the show can be sent to us through our website, thisfreakinshow.com, in the contact section, or message us on Facebook, tweet us, use the hashtag freakinsaying on all social media platforms to get involved in this show. I think that's it.
Nice.
I guess so. More guests to come into the year. Keep listening. Tell your friends about our show and tell them they can catch us on iTunes, Google Play Music, or Podbean. Plenty of platforms. No reason for you not to find us. As always, I am Travis.
I'm Awkward Colin.
And I'm Geekcast Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.